Good morning, guys. How are you? I think I'm starting to get the idea of how I want these to go a little more clearly. I think what I'd like to do is have this turn into about 5 pages of homework practice. So this is the last. This is the last one before we meet. Sorry, I'm posting it a little bit late. I got busy grading papers. Anyway, so we'll start out with a really basic warm up again. So I'm going to do ellipses. And these ellipses are about a 3/4 diameter. And I think it would be a really nice idea to try and connect them into kind of fluid cylinder-like shapes. And we could use it like this also. As practice for our double curve. Really nice if you can get that line to just flow. Okay, we'll work over here on, we'll come over to this side of our page, and I'm going to work on skinnier ellipses. That's kind of a neat way of doing that. And it ties in with what we were practicing yesterday with rhythmic lines. Okay, and then we'll come over here and practice circles. And these become a real foreshortening exercise. And now I'm just practicing circles for a minute. Okay, so this is going to be 1 page of your homework, and feel free to just stop the video now and fill the page. Just really get dense with this kind of practice, okay? So we'll go from there. That's page 1, Here's page 2. We're going to start out with curves along the borders. These are single curves. Turns into a fun border. And then we'll do double curves. The most beautiful double curve is the French curve. It's really like an S. And just looking for a way to just really on its own make it a really handsome mark. I think it's a genuinely worthwhile practice. I get it wrong so often. But the idea that we're practicing, the shape of the curve that we really want, although we'd like to do it fluidly, is just that. There you go. Right, that's it. And this can be useful if you just zip around in a kind of an 8. It can really help you feel the dynamics of a curve. And what happens in our practice is that we get the feeling of the mark in our hand and in our shoulder, in our arm. And then while we're drawing, we'll notice, oh man, we notice that we'd like to use that mark. And if we're practiced enough, we can just reference that feeling, and then that can become really automatic. So from there, from that little practice, my French curve has become a lot smoother. And we'll try a triple curve. And it's without having to go any place specific with it, it's an incredibly fluid and relaxing practice. It's almost like practicing ends in cursive. Okay, and again, if you want to stop the video and make like one nice dense page of these practices, of this practice. Okay, two-dimensional flat shapes. Let's start out with triangles. Triangle-like, and again, overlapping. And let's do one with squares over here. We're going to end up with something cool on this page when we're done with it. What we're going to end up with is we're going to end up with groups, and grouping is a design move. And then over here, going to work with bean shapes. Okay, now let's go on to 3D shapes. So let's take the bean shape and add cross contours. And then over here, we'll work with a cube shape. And add cross contours too. And now what I'd like to do over here is I'd like to work with a kind of combination of these two shapes. So if you have the kind of bean shape developed, and then you combine it with the cube shape, then we'll have our squash and stretch in there. And then when the cross contour lines go across it, they won't be the elliptical shape that they were. They'll have corners. Okay, we'll do like 5 of those. All right, page 4. And now onto some tending lines. And once you've got a couple of them, I want you to take and place a kind of human shape. And the human shape that we're going to be using again is going to be this. Just see, notice how I gave it a 3D appearance. Okay, and again, stop the video and fill up a page with those, and that'll be it for the day. Okay guys, have a great day. Talk to you in class.